What's up, y'all? So today we are doing a video about financial literacy, right? No, we're not doing a video about the newest camera gear and shit like that. I feel like I've already kind of had my feel for that, at least for now. Shout out your boy, just kind of hooked up with Lens Rentals, coupon code coming soon. Actually, somebody hit me up on IG to ask this question, so shout out to you, brother. Actually kind of gave me just some insight on things I should be sharing with you all, even more so than about A7S3s and camera gear. Now, granted, this video is about how to make money with your camera, but it's really also kind of teaching you all just some good decision making or some good habits you want to pick up when you start fresh out trying to find new clients. So consider this kind of like financial literacy 101. No, I'm not like 100% there yet, but at least the shit that I'm about to tell y'all, I know it can like do y'all some good. First things first, I know every video you've seen on YouTube would tell you stick to your pricing, don't bend on your pricing, because the moment you do that, they're gonna look at you like, oh, then you wasn't worth that original price that you quoted in the first place. To me, that is inaccurate, right? To me, it's just like a business, you know what I'm saying? You haggle, you try to find deals, you try to cut costs where you can. So for me, for example, right, let's just say if a client hit me up, it's a Tuesday, I ain't got shit else to do, right? I wasn't planning to go outside booking anyway. Client hit me up, they're like, yo, Sean, I need a video done. It's only 1 minute, 3 hours. What can you do? I quote them for like 1,500. All right, you know what I'm saying? I don't really feel like coming outside today. Let me throw out 1,500, see what they say. Throw out 1,500. Man, Sean, bro, like that's kind of out of my budget. I was kind of trying to stick to 1,000. Okay. You know what I'm saying? Instead of being 2 to 3 minutes, now I'm gonna give you 1 minute to 1.5 minutes. I'm there for 3 hours still. You still get your video that you want, you don't need it that long, and I still made $1,000 that I wasn't expecting to make on a Tuesday or Thursday, whatever day I just told y'all. You have to understand, man, like how to scale your business, right? Also, how your pocket's looking at money. If it's been kind of slow for you, that whole mentality of, man, no, I'm gonna stick to my price, stick to my guns. Yeah, you could do that on a hungry stomach. But for me, I did a reality B, and sometimes like people just don't have that, or they, you know what I'm saying, they ain't trying to give in realistically. If I could find a way to kind of cut costs and save me on time and just kind of make an extra $1,000, we're not talking about an extra $200-300. Be like, I don't even go outside for anything like for real for that type of money. Unless it's just like something real quick. Like only time I'll go out for something like that is like for a video portrait, like some interviews, right? I go outside, $500 for an hour worth of work, I will go outside for that. But typically I really don't go outside for anything like worth less than $1,000. So with that being said, lesson one is to learn how to create a custom package or learn which clients to bend with. You know what I'm saying? If it's a client that came to you regularly, two, if it's a new client you kind of want and try to keep them as a regular client, that's one thing. Also two, how are your pockets looking that month? If it's kind of short, do what you got to do. To me, I guess that's a prime example of learning how to scale your business. Ooh, I like that one. By the way, I already know y'all feeling the video because I'm dropping Jews like crazy. Please like the video. Just give me a thumbs up real quick. Help your boy out. Thank you. The next thing we're gonna learn is putting clients on retainer or retaining returning clients. Ooh, listen, sometimes like the shit that I'll be just pitching out is freestyle. Right now, this is a freestyle and it's just coming out naturally. So here we go. Now, I know a lot of us, we see, you know what I'm saying, we see on YouTube, we see some of our favorite people and they always try to tell you like our favorite video creators, they always try to tell you, get your clients a retainer. Yes, obviously, definitely try to get your clients a retainer. But let's just say you can't get your clients a retainer, but you know, like every 2 to 3 months, they're gonna return to you. Try to learn how to keep returning clients, B. So here's the thing. Let's say you do a project for a client in January and they like, you know, and you know, typically when you do a project for them, you want to see them for like another 2 to 3 months. We'll say 2 months to be exact. Therefore, you have a returning client, you know, is going to come back in March for something like another small project. So technically that client is almost kind of retaining because you know they only come to you for their video purposes, right? So then you're like, all right, January and March, I'm covered. What about February and April? You got another client who's kind of the same way every other month. Now just imagine if you have clients every other month or every 2 months, whatever the case is, right? Who's always coming to you for their client needs or their video needs rather. They'll like you damn near got a client and retainer. No, they didn't sign a contract to say like yes, but you, for the most part, you know that anytime you get video projects, they come to you. A lot of my clients are kind of like that. Like, no, I don't have a client for like forever revolving door where like every, you know what I'm saying, every month they're paying me this much. But I do have clients on a regular, so when I do go outside for them, I know what to expect. For the most part, any clients that I typically shoot, like for real, usually can kind of cover my monthly expenses like in one job. I try to do that. Like that's something to kind of keep in mind, man. At the very least, one job should cover your rent. You should know that if I do one job this month, I got a roof over my head. Yo, who dropping gems for y'all like that? Like, is Peter McKenna doing that? He ain't telling y'all this shit like that. He's telling you about 120 FPS. I'm joking. I like Peter, you know, when I first started YouTube. Like everybody else, I looked at his channel. You see my point. By the way, I already know y'all feeling the video because I'm dropping Jews like crazy. Please like the video. Just give me a thumbs up real quick. Help your boy out. Thank you. Next, when it comes to this whole financial literacy piece, is also understanding your seasons. Now, for me, well, for the past year and a half or so, I've been jumping in the winter, but I always kind of go into the mindset that winter might be slow, right? So typically for me, I try to like land like a lot of documentary work, corporate events, client interviews, stuff like that. But for the summertime, weddings keep me afloat during the summertime. Because to be real, yes, I do land big jobs in the summertime, right? But I know in every month, as long as I got 3 to 4 weddings, probably even less than that, as long as I got one wedding with my luxury wedding business, I know for that one wedding I have my rent covered. You know what I'm saying? So like at the very least, no matter what I do, I know during the summertime my needs will be met. At least all my expenses will be met. Now I'm not saying the wintertime I'll be in this motherfucker like, oh shit. No, I'm not saying that. But what I am saying is it's much easier, you know, to essentially like learn your market, like learn your busy season, your slow season, learn all of that, because it's gonna help you prepare. And with that, now this is just a bonus tip with your financial literacy, right? You want to be able to save at least 3 months worth of expenses just in case anything goes wrong, right? Because no matter how hot you get, and I've already dealt with this, B, trust me on this when I'm telling you this, when I'm telling y'all this, just as quick as you can get hot, just as quick as you can get cold. Because like in July, don't get me wrong, I was cooking. I wasn't cooking in July. I was doing okay. I had jobs from June that paid off pretty well, so I had money saved up to kind of help me for July. But for the most part, man, July was rough. I ain't getting not one single phone call in July for any type of client projects. Not one. Keep that in mind, man. July, you know what I'm saying? If you got a month slow, you should be at least to have another 2 to 3 months saved up, no matter how slow your months are. So if you're trying to make wedding season like your thing, right? You're trying to make it popping for you, especially in the summer, I'm gonna give you 3 companies that you can look up right now, check them out. Some of them may be a little shitty, but you're gonna get paid. The first company I would reach out to kind of book wedding jobs on the regular is Toast Weddings. Toast Weddings definitely give you good jobs. You can almost bid for the price that you want to make during that job, and they will adhere to that. Number 2 is going to be Dana Lynn. Now, Dana Lynn, you're gonna get paid, you know what I'm saying, like maybe like $400 to $500 per wedding, depending if you're a second shooter. If you're a first shooter, I think it's like around $600 to $700, but you know, take that for what it's worth. Dana Lynn is another place you could look up. And then the if you have like nothing else to do, like last resort, least resort, make them like your last resort for real, you're gonna get a lot of weddings and you're gonna get paid as long as you show up, you feel what I'm saying, and turn in the footage. It's Petite for weddings. I think they are a shit show of a company, but when it was slow for me, especially like doing like kind of like COVID season and shit like that, I was getting a lot of weddings from them. So each wedding I was making like roughly, if I had a drone, about $600 a wedding. Now, if you times that by 3, let's say if I had a wedding went like Friday, Saturday, Sunday, that's $1,800 just for the weekend. Now I was tired as shit. I don't really recommend nobody doing 3 weddings in one weekend. Like I just don't. But you gotta hustle. If you gotta do what you gotta do, then you do what you gotta do, B. But you know, you can get some weddings from them. You know what I'm saying? Like, I ain't in that motherfucker doing like the bells and whistles. I'm doing enough to get the job done, and I got paid. So, I know, like I said, wedding season, make that your bread and butter. Learn how to work with other companies and link up with other photographers to get you weddings booked. But the summertime, essentially down there from like March, so I want to say about October, that could be your money maker, like dead ass. Now, last and certainly not least, is how to differentiate yourself from other videographers in your market. Okay, this is very simple. Not really, but it's simple enough to me. Number 1, do not be an Instagram videographer. What I mean by that is, if you're trying to reach out to a client, your only body of work should not just be solely on Instagram. Instagram could take your shit and delete your shit, and you won't have nothing. You need to have a website, point blank, period. And your website needs to be good. Now, this is not a sponsor from Squarespace, none of that shit. Me personally, I use Wix. I love Wix. Check out Wix at your own discretion. Nobody's sponsoring this shit, but you do need a website, but you do not be somebody who solely use Instagram solely for all the portfolios that work, because it's going to limit you from the type of clientele that you get. So with your website, learn how to build your SEO. Your SEO is going to make you more findable and more like it's gonna make you more discoverable when people are trying to like look up things. So let's say if you're SEO, you're always using Boston Videographer, right? You're the only person that's using that. When a company or a production company or a client needs a videographer in Boston and they look you up, you have a higher chances of getting found than anybody else. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's how you set yourself apart. So your website and your SEO is very important. Also, your portfolio, your body of work. Do you have the body of work in which for the clientele you're trying to attract? Now, if you're only shooting music videos, but you're trying to attract corporate clients, that doesn't That's not gonna work. So if you're trying to attract corporate clients, you need to have more interview work, more documentary work. Like you need to be doing, like if you got a barber, right? If you just need somebody doing interview, man, interview your barber, interview your 5th grade teacher, your mama, your wife, your kids, or whatever the case is. Just show a body of work for the clientele that you're trying to attract. You're gonna wait for this to go past. So we got website/portfolio, body of work. Last but not least, like, and this probably gonna fuck some of y'all head up, real talk. Like that ass. Your pricing has to be just right. And what I mean by that is, like, a lot of people think that the cheaper you are, the more jobs you're gonna get booked. Wrong. The cheaper you are, the least amount of jobs you're gonna get booked, or you're gonna be booking like a lot of jobs and they gonna be paying like shit. I'm not with that. Like, me personally, I like to do one job and get paid as if I work 6 of them motherfuckers, like dead ass. Like, I actually have been turned down from jobs from being too cheap. Somebody actually said, yo, you're too cheap. I can't take these numbers back to my boss because they're gonna think you don't know what you're doing. Bro, when I heard that, my heart, I'm like, damn, but you ain't gonna book me because I'm too cheap? Oh, nah, this ain't gonna work. So listen. You need to price yourself as if you that dude, as if you that woman, as if you are that top filmmaker that they need to hire, right? So your prices should not look like everybody else. You're not trying to compete with everybody else. You want everybody else to try to get with you. You know what I'm saying? Because you got to think about it. In this market, we don't have like a union. I mean, we do for cinematography, but not for videographers, right? So we gotta kind of almost set the, what's the word I'm looking for? Set the community we want our people to thrive in. So if you want videographers to make more money, we can't be sitting here charging $300 for a video when somebody else charging like $3,000. Then you're gonna look like shit. You know what I'm saying? They might just book you because you cheap, but not because you good. You don't want somebody to book you because you cheap. So your pricing has to be just right. So if a corporate client hook you up and they look you up and they found like, okay, you know, the Boston videographer, okay, I seen this work that I wonder what they charge. You could be like, they reach out to you like, yo man, I love your work. Love what you did with these interviews. How much would you charge for a corporate client? Like, how much would you charge for my business to get a video? You come out like, oh yeah, you know, for that we only charge $500. They're not gonna book you. If you tell any corporate client anything damn near less than $2,000 to $3,000, they're not gonna book you. I'm just gonna be real with you. You can't come in there with 500. Like, you can't come in there with penny dreams, bro. Like, you gotta have a mass out of the money that you want. You know what I'm saying? So if you want $1,000 clients, then you need to be having $1,000 prices. It's literally just that simple. You're not gonna be sitting here booking and bagging clients like at that top level, charging low level prices. It's not gonna work like that. So what I will say is this. I would be doing like a lot more of these financial literacy videos. I'll probably like three to four more in the tank that I'm gonna do. But I want y'all to learn how to make money, man. We so above to spending money on shit that we don't need. There are plenty of videos talking about the new gimbal, the new drone, whatever the case is. But to me, there's not enough videos out there showing y'all how to make money and how to maintain y'all shit, man. It's deep in the rap, B. So it's deeper than it. So take some of the tools I've told y'all today, use it, learn it, make it work to your advantage. Got to make some bread, man. It's your boy Sean B, and I'm out. Deuces.